What's up, gang? How you guys doing? It is Lieutenant Sal Blue, 28-year law enforcement veteran and the author of the top 25 mistakes en route to the good life. First edition, second edition, whatever edition. This is it, man. I am sending out 10,000 copies of my book, man. 10,000 autographed copies, man. And I'm going to do something with an NFT. I don't know what I'm going to do just yet, but I got somebody working on something, and it's going to unlock tons of things and tons of potential things that I'm going to be giving away in the future. So sit back and stay tuned for a cool ass NFT, something I'm going to do. But anyway, while you're checking it out, man, go through and over to Lieutenant Sal Blue, pick up my book, Top 25 Mistakes, free, you pay the shipping. And then hop on over there and also grab the audiobook. So that is what I'm doing right now, guys. But I'm here today, right? I'm here today, and I want to talk to you guys about Veterans Day, man. Veterans Day. You know, the ongoing joke that I always talk about, you know, and I tease about my dad all the time, you know, is how he wins his arguments and conversations and everything else. You know, my dad's in his upper 80s, 87, somewhere around there, and still got 10 years to go to reach his dad, you know, as far as age is concerned. But my dad's getting up there. It's not moving around as well. But one of the things that he always wins is he finishes his argument with the mic drop, right? He asks, were you ever in the Korean War, or did you fight in the Korean War? One of those, and bang, that is the mic drop, man. That is the mic drop because that is respect. And the reason why it's respect is because, man, not a lot of people fought in those wars and made it home, right? So those were wars where there were a lot of casualties. A lot of casualties on both sides. A lot of people lost a lot of lives, man. A lot of people went to war and never made it home, right? So those people who made it home, they have a totally different type of resilience, a totally different type of how they carry themselves, right? And a totally different kind of integrity and a totally different thought pattern of what they believe, right, in themselves. They were fighting for a cause, and that cause meant something to them, and they were willing to give their lives for that cause, guys. So much respect to the veterans out here on 11/11, right? 11/11. I know this day has some type of significance. Don't know what it is, right? But I know the 11/11, it got to be somebody made something up about it or whatever, but it has some type of significance. So happy 11/11, but more so happy Veterans Day, guys. And I'll tell you what, today's podcast is dedicated to the veterans. To the veterans, you know, I always talk about my dad. You know, I don't talk much about my sister who lost her life while she was in the military, never made it home, right? And so that was a tragedy, and because it was a family tragedy that really tore my family apart when it happened, it was just something that we just don't talk about. But giving honor to you as well, Renee. I love you in heaven. God bless you, and thank you for your service. If I haven't told you a million times over, right? Because listen, hey, you was one of the individuals in my life, my big sister, who I looked up to for everything that you did, and to go after your dreams and do what you did in your life. So thank you once again on Veterans Day. So listen, let's get into today's podcast, guys. Let's get into today's podcast now that I've paid homage to the people who I love and care for the most, as well as all the veterans who have served. Thank you. But today's podcast is about the veterans, really, because today's podcast is about the world, right? The world needs winners. The world needs winners. So are you going to get up today and become one. That is my marquee for today's podcast. The world needs winners. Are you going to get up today and become one? Right? Because there are far too many people settling in life. Settling for what fate, as they say, has given them. Settling for what their boss has given them. Settling for what their family says that they should be doing. A lot of settling going on, man. Especially during a financial crisis. Especially during the pandemic. Especially during all types of things, man. They got you with your head down. They got you with your head down and not looking up to see, right? The world is full of opportunity for you. And they need you to come out of that shell and become a winner. Guys, so come on. Where are you at, man? Where's my winners at, man? See, I'm going to tell you something, guys. I'm going to tell you something. You may not think, right? You may not think right now, right, that you are a winner. But I promise you, right? There's someone out there that thinks that you are, right? Somebody out there is betting on you, right? You are a winner to somebody, man. You're a winner to somebody, right? So are you willing to settle, right? If somebody's believing in you that hard, that they believe you're a winner, are you willing to settle, guys? Are you willing to settle with mediocrity and to let those people down, right? Those people that believe in you. Are you willing to just say, que sera, sera, whatever may be, right? Are you willing to say that to the people that believe in you, to the people that are in your corner, the people that are cheering for you to get it done, people that already think, right? They already think you're great. They're already calling you. They're calling you a winner. Listen, those people are out there right now, right? Talking to somebody about you, right? See, you may not think, right, that you have achieved, everything in life that you want. We all have high expectations of things that we want to achieve. So you may not have achieved everything in life that you want, right? And so because you haven't achieved everything in life that you want, you feel yourself less than a winner. You feel yourself that you haven't accomplished the level of things that you would like to accomplish in life. And so you can't see yourself as a winner, right? You are defining yourself by your losses. You are defining yourself by your failures. You are defining yourself of things that haven't even come to fruition yet, right? You're defining yourself over past events and letting go of some of the good past events that you already had, right? Because you know how we are, right? You achieve something great and it's good and it feels good for the moment, and then you move on. You move on and you totally forget the fact that you were a winner for that one moment. You didn't revel in it enough. You didn't take it in enough. You didn't soak it in enough and let it become a part of your character, right? See, when you are winning, guys, you have to let it become part of your character. Each win is a building block for the next win, but you have to allow it to become part of your character when you do it, guys. All right? Now, I'll tell you what, right? You have achieved something out there, right? There is something that you have already won at, something you were a winner at, right? And there is someone out there talking to someone else about that victory that you had, right? They're telling somebody, right? They're telling somebody right now that they're feeling really good about what you did, right? That you are the shit. Right? That you stepped up your game, that you did what you said you were going to do in that moment. Now, it may not be recent, right? It may be in the past, but that person is in your corner and they're still speaking extremely highly of you on the things that you achieved. And I'll give you guys an example of this, right? Last year during the pandemic, I went out there, told myself I was going to write a book, right? Wrote the book, Top 25 Mistakes. I got it done, right? And so after I wrote a book, that was one of my big accomplishments, writing a book, right? And so, because I didn't get all of the sales that I wanted the first couple of months, right? And because I didn't know anything about marketing, right? I'm just going word of mouth and hoping somebody comes along and buys my book because I'm talking about it. And so because of all of that, I totally and completely let go of the fact that I am a published author, right? Let it go. And started saying, that, I haven't achieved the goals that I wanted because I didn't do 10,000 sales in the first month, right? That I didn't reach the goals that I hear people talking about all the time, a New York Times bestsellers list and all of these other things. See, I hadn't set myself up to win in marketing in that other area, and because of that, now I put myself down in that area because I had already succeeded in another area. And in the midst of me doing that and beating myself up, guys, excuse me, beating myself up, in the midst of me beating myself up, I get a phone call from someone who tells me, "You the shit, man. I can't believe you finally wrote your book. I'm so excited for you. I can't wait to get my hands on an autographed copy. Can you get it to me?" I've been telling all my friends about it. I've been telling all my church members about it. I've been telling everybody about the book that you wrote, and I'm so, so proud of you. Now, look at that. That is a conversation that someone outside of me said because they believed in me and they were banking on me. But in reality, guys, this is a conversation that I needed to be having with myself every day. Right? You need to be your biggest cheerleader, guys. You don't need to be waiting for that phone call for somebody to call you and tell you that you're the shit, that you're number one, that you're doing your thing, that you've succeeded already at something. Okay? And to keep going because you will succeed again. Right? Somebody told me success leaves clues. So if you have succeeded in something, go back and do some investigations and figure out the clues, right? Figure out the clues, the things that led to your success. You'll get it. You will get it. I'm telling you guys, you got to start believing in yourself, man. Believing in yourself is so, so powerful, guys. So now, that happened to me, right? So somebody out there told me that I was a shit and that they believed in me. And that all of a sudden boosted my energy levels, right? It boosted my energy levels and it got me to working again, getting back to the basics and going back to the drawing board and just starting over and trying to figure out what I did right and what I did wrong. And sometimes it may take somebody from the outside, but as I told you guys before, sometimes that phone call may not never come. It is a conversation that you have to have with yourself, guys. It is something that you have to talk about to yourself in order to make sure that you stay on track with your goals. So think of this. If you have people that believe you are a winner in whatever you have accomplished, wouldn't it be a disservice, right? Wouldn't it be a disservice for you to give up on what you want now? Right? Now. You want something now. Somebody just told you a moment ago that they were proud of you and you were a winner. But now what you want to show them is, hey, wait a minute, you're wrong. I'm a loser, right? I'm going to give up before I reach that goal so that you can see just who I am. That makes no sense, right? It makes no sense. Don't do it. Don't let that be you, man. Don't quit, right? Don't quit. Don't give up on what you want now, man. So tell me this, guys, right? What will it take for you not to quit? Think about that. What will it take for you not to quit, right? What will it take, man, for you to keep going? What will it take? Have you written it down? Have you figured it out? What will it take, right, for you to feel the pain that you're feeling for losing, but get back in there anyway and keep going. Right? I'm asking you guys, don't quit. Don't give up. Keep going. Right? A lot of times we give up right before the finish line. It's just that we can't see the finish line. Right? Because that part of our life has not been written yet. That victory has not been written in the books for you to see it yet. Right? I mean, I tell people all the time that things are already mapped out in our lives, but it is decisions that we make that determines the path of where we're going to be and how we're going to get there. Okay? So I think you're all winners. But a lot of us take the long route to get there, man. I'm trying to stop you guys from taking the long route to get there. I'm trying to tell you, just go straight for it. Go for that win, man. And I want to say this, man, to a lot of guys, especially during this time where it's really crazy, right? I know where you are right now. I know where you are emotionally, right? I know where you are right now. And I want you to stop listening to those voices in your head. Because those voices, what are they doing? They're telling you that you have failed, right? They're telling you you have failed, right? The ones that love you the most. They told you you failed the ones that love you the most, right? So now they can have your emotions. Those voices have your emotions going, right? And once they tell you that you failed the ones that you love the most, they then turn around and tell you you're not good enough, right? You're not good enough to be dreaming that big. What are you thinking? Stick to what you're good at is what I've heard far too many times in my life, right? Stick to what you're good at. Get your head out of the clouds. Stop dreaming so much, okay? And because you're dreaming so much, you let the ones down that you love the most because you're trying something new, okay? Don't listen to those voices. And I'll tell you what, right? Those voices tell you, hey, listen, you need to stop dreaming big. Those voices also tell you, right, that you need to just stay in your lane, right? Have you guys ever heard that? Stay in your lane and do what you're good at. You know what those voices used to tell me, right? Do what you're good at, which is taking orders, right, from people who were put in place to make the decisions that they need to make, right? The decision makers is what they used to call them, right? And they would tell me to stay in my lane. And that used to frustrate me to the utmost, right? Because in law enforcement, there were so many layers of BS above you that it was so difficult to make a decision when it came to your job each and every day. So understand that, man. Understand that. Now, when you hear those voices, guys, right, I want you to ask this question out loud, right? You hear the voices in your head, they're saying all of these things. All of them are negative, right? All of them are negative. All of them are trying to stop you from doing what you wanted to do in the first place. And so all those voices going around your head, and they know everything that pulls you in deep emotionally. Everything, right? Those voices, they know you. They think they know you, right? I want you to do this. Say it out loud. Who said that? Right? And I know this seems crazy, right? But when you say it out loud, who said that? When you hear those voices in your head, right? All of a sudden, everybody gets quiet. You ever notice that? You say, who says that? And everybody's looking around, right? Because nobody wants to admit the fact that they're just filling your head with a bunch of bullshit, right? Those voices are filling your head with a bunch of BS, right? So don't you fall for it. Don't you believe it. Say it out loud. Don't be afraid. Who said that, right? Now, before you do something foolish, guys, and answer that question, I'll tell you who it is not, right? It is not you. It is not you. Those voices in your head aren't you. Those voices in your head aren't your conscience. They aren't something just telling you, hey, where you should go and what you should do and all of the negative things about you. They're not some mystical being trying to rain down and say all of this negativity about you. I'll tell you what, if it was a mystical being, why would it be talking negative to you? Huh? Think about that. Why would it be talking negative to you? It wouldn't. Those voices are not you. So don't sit there and respond to those voices as if they're telling you something that you need to do and something that you need to believe, right? Those voices are, it is the people who have fed you the narrative of your inadequacies. That's who those voices are. Just playing over and over in your head because we have a tendency to believe all of the negative things we hear all of the time and not the positive stuff. So in turn, when we hear negative things about us or about our abilities or about things that we can't yet achieve, we begin to believe them and play them over and over again in our head. Each and every time we hit an obstacle, each and every time we hit a roadblock, we play it over and over again in our head. Those voices are not you, right? So I'm going to tell you this, guys, and I'm going to ask you a question, right? Do you really think that there is something in this world, right, that if given enough time and the right system, you wouldn't be able to learn it? Do you really think it? Think about what I just said, right? Enough time and the right system, anybody can learn anything. And I do mean anybody, guys. I do mean anybody. Time and the right system, right? You need those two things in place in order to learn properly, right? Learn how you learn, right? Whether you're a visual learner or analytical or emotional learner, however you are, right? So you need those things in place, and you need enough time. You need enough time to begin to learn things. And time over tension will allow you to do just that, guys. So, so the answer to that question that I just asked you is absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. You can definitely learn anything that you want to learn. So there is no goal, right? There's no goal in life that you cannot accomplish. But you have to do two things, guys. Two things in order to get them, right? The first thing you need to do is quiet your mind, right? That is why I kind of started my meditation and everything else, right? You have to quiet your mind of the negativity by surrounding yourself with with optimistic and positive people. Optimistic and positive people. I know, right? That sounds difficult, right? There's not a lot of optimistic and positive people out there these days, right? A lot of people are down on themselves, right? And because they're down on themselves, they try to bring others down with them. That's what they do, right? Just a whole host of negative people trying to keep each other down like crabs in a barrel, guys. But there are a group of optimistic and positive people out there, and you have to tap into them. You have to tap into the few. Okay? You have to tap into the few, and those few need to be your fuel, your source. The people who you always talk to about the goals and things that you are trying to do. Those positive people are the people who you start to share your dreams with. Not the negative people, not the pessimistic people. You let those people, if they're part of your life, if they're family or whomever, right? You let them, say, listen, I'm just working. I'm just doing my thing, man. Don't really have nothing to talk about as far as what I'm doing. Hopefully, whatever I'm doing to work out, you keep doing what you're doing, right? So keep them out of that part of your life, right? Surround yourself with positive people so that you can quiet your mind, because you need to start hearing nourishing thoughts, okay, of optimism and positivity. That helps to quiet your mind. The second thing you need to do is take one step of faith. One step. I always tell people all the time, what is the one thing that you can do today to move your life forward? Not tomorrow, today. What's the one thing you can do today to move your life forward? Right? And that may be the scariest step in the world, right? And that is why I call it a step of faith, right? Not a step of belief, right? Because a lot of times when you are so afraid of something, you don't believe in yourself. You don't believe that you can do it. You don't believe that you can achieve it. So I'm asking you guys to take a step of faith toward the goal that you wish to accomplish. Just one step, right? It is that one first step that if you take that first step, guys, believe me, right? That very first step, it is going to be terrifying. It is going to be super scary. It is going to take you through all the levels of emotions before you even get to taking that first step. You know, but as they say, pulling the band-aid off or just jumping into the cold water, that is how you have to do it when it comes to the first step. You take that first step or leap of faith, right? And once you take that first step or leap of faith, what you're going to begin to see is that on the other side of the fear, there are no demons over there. There are no bad boogeymen out to get you on the other side of that step. There's nothing there, guys. It is nothing there but another step, right? Another step. And so the thing that I want you guys to understand, right, is once you build up this faith of taking a step, right, you will need it. Because in the beginning, every single step that you take is probably going to be just as scary, just as terrifying, okay? Because you'll take one step and you'll be extremely afraid of that one step, and then you'll realize when you get to the other side that it's not that bad. So then you'll say, hey, well, listen, I need to take another step because I don't know this thing. And so you'll need to take a step in the direction toward your goal, and that new thing will be just as terrifying. But because you realize that first step, there's no demons on the other side, guess what? There's no demons on the other side of that second step either. So take that step of faith on the other side, okay, toward your goal. Take that step, man. And once you begin to take these steps on a regular basis, guys, when it become a habit, then you start to believe. You don't believe in the beginning. You just have to step. You just have to step in the proven path that was laid out for you, right? I want you guys to understand that once this becomes your habit, you will wake up. You will wake up and realize that you have been living your life in a small pond. Living your life in a small pond when there is an ocean within your reach, an ocean of opportunity, an ocean of limitless potential that you've been holding yourself back, right? You're a shark living in a pond, man. What are you doing? You should be living in the ocean, out there, exploring life and living fearless, right? Living fearless and taking your chances, okay, on what life has to offer you. Life goes to the winners. Life goes to the people who are taking chances. Life goes to the people, okay, who even if they don't believe in themselves, they're going to take a step anyway. They're going to take a step anyway because they know that that is what they have to do in order to get to the next step. Not to succeed, in order to get to the next step. Because they're not thinking about the big picture down the line. They need to first take that next step, guys. So take that next step because your goal is within your reach, man. So I'm telling you guys, the world needs you to wake up. They need you to wake up. Your unrealized potential. They need you, man. And while the haters, right? All your haters out there, they will throw all of the insecurities your way because they are afraid, right? They are afraid that you are going to succeed at something that they were afraid to even do. They were afraid to take a step, right? Not only did they not have faith, they didn't believe, right? They were so far removed from success that when they see you taking that path toward winning, they get afraid, guys. So they're going to tell you all types of things. Steer clear of them. Stay away from them. They're not meant for you guys. So I'm saying all of this, guys, and to wrap it up today, I'm saying all this to tell you that if you wish to truly honor the veterans, right? To truly honor the veterans who have fought and served on your behalf, on our behalf, my behalf as well, then show them some courage, okay? And win the battle against yourself, guys. Win the battle against yourself. So, listen, I'm going to wrap this up today. Thank you guys for checking me out. Happy Veterans Day once again. This is Lieutenant Sal Blue. Make sure you guys hop on over to lieutenantsalblue.com and pick up your copy of my book, Top 25 Mistakes en Route to the Good Life. And check me out on social media, man. Lieutenant Sal Blue at all the social platforms. All right? I will talk to you guys later. Have a good evening. Deuces.